What's up YouTube? Capital G here. So the long wait is finally over, boys. We are getting our Ritual Beast support from Raging Tempest, and I could not be more excited. I like Ritual Beast a lot as an archetype. I think one of the most hyped things that happened in recent memory is when Ritual Beast kind of came out of nowhere at North American Nationals last year and ended up getting two top 8 spots. I actually called it. I actually predicted that Ritual Beast was gonna win the event. I was so close to actually being right. So Ritual Beasts are a very fun deck, and I don't know, I'm happy to see them get this support because A, I love everything about the dual terminal, the lore, the story, you know, like all the archetypes, and B, I really like Fusion. Fusion is my favorite extra deck mechanic. I like it more than Synchro, I like it more than XC, you know, I like it more than Ritual, even though that's not really extra deck based, and this card is really damn amazing. At first, I kind of thought about it, and I was like, I don't really know if I like it that much, but then I thought about the possibilities of this card, and she is fucking amazing. This is Ritual Beast Winda. I mean, if you couldn't tell by the picture, yes, just like this Winda, it's the same exact girl. I mean, you can tell by the hair and everything, like what she's wearing, it's the same exact chick. Basically, this is like the evil shadow version of Winda. So, you know, she met up with like a Yang Zing, and I guess they, you know, ended up doing some bad shit, breaking into the Great Tree or the sacred tree, and the whole, you know, just look up on the lore. I think they're basically wrapping up the lore. They're putting a neat bow around it. But let me read you what Ritual Beast Winda does, because she's a card that on the surface, you kind of think it doesn't really help Ritual Beast that much. It doesn't really necessarily fix the problems. But when you think about the possibilities that this card has, like it is almost like she has almost limitless potential, to be honest. Like she has way more potential than any other Ritual Beast card that has ever been printed so far. Like she is fucking amazing. And that's not overselling this card. Like I'll read the effect and you guys tell me what you think. So as I said, this is Ritual Beast Winda. She's a wind. She's a psychic monster, because a lot of Ritual Beasts, you know, a lot of psychic support there. She's level 4, so no teleports. Honestly, it would have been way better if she was level 3, because, you know, Ritual Beasts are known for running emergency teleport. Honestly, I kind of feel like they made her level 4 so that you couldn't use teleport with her. That could be just me being a conspiracy theorist, but whatever. She's 1600 attack. She is 1800 defense. She's win attribute. I don't know if I said that earlier. Her stat line is actually really good for a level 4 monster. I mean, it'd be a little better if it was reversed, but her stat line's good. You can only special summon one Ritual Beast Winda per turn. I mean, if you're a Ritual Beast player or you know anything about the deck, you know that that's pretty much like par for the course. That's not anything that Ritual Beast players can't play around. Her effect goes as follows. If this card in its owner's possession is destroyed by an opponent's card, battle, or effect, you can special summon one Ritual Beast monster from your deck. Here's the crazy part. Or extra deck, ignoring its summoning conditions. That is fucking insane. Let me put this in the simplest of layman's terms. Basically, if she is destroyed by an opponent's card, it's the same exact summoning conditions as like Ice Hand and Fire Hand. But actually, Winda's even better. And by the way, she's already on YGO Pro, so you can test with this card right now. It's even better than Ice Hand and Fire Hand because she cannot miss timing. She's an if and not a win. You can summon the entire Ritual Beast archetype. You can summon all the main deck monsters. You can summon any of the freaking extra deck monsters. Like the fact that you can summon Ultimate Gaia Apelio is fucking mind-blowing to me, because Ultimate Gaia Apelio, for those of you who don't know, is a 3200 attack Herald of Perfection. Like it's literally the same exact card as Herald of Perfection, but like way better stats. That's incredible. And what's actually strange about Winda is you can summon another copy of Winda. Like what? Why would they usually, you know, usually things cannot special summon themselves, but she can. She can summon another copy of herself. You just can't do 2 of those in one turn because she can only you can only special summon 1 per turn. But let's say you normaled her, you set her or whatever. You could just, if your opponent ran into it, you could just get another copy. I don't know if I would do that, quite frankly, but that's just, I'm just making a point. The point is you can, and honestly, at first I was like, I don't know. This card seems like it could be a little slow. Like, you can't expect your opponent to use a card effect to blow this card up. Like, you can't expect them to just, like, you can't set this and sit around and hoping that they're going to torrential you or that they're going to Regeki you or whatever. I don't think that's consistent. However, you can just ram this card into one of their big monsters. The same thing that people used to do with Ice Hand and Fire Hand back in the day. You let your opponent summon a big monster or anything that's bigger than 1600 attack, and you just ram her ass into it. Like, let's just say your opponent had, I don't know, a Scarlet Red Dragon Archfiend, right? You could easily just, you know, flip her over or normal summon her. You could ram her ass into the Red Dragon, and then you could get, like, you know, Gaia Pelio, and you could just run it over, and then you'd have a big, huge Moss monster on the board that also prevents or also gives you a little bit of lockdown. And I think that this fundamentally changes how you have to play against Ritual Beast. Like, this changes how you can go after the deck, because think about it, right? Ritual Beast was kind of a deck where, like, anytime your opponent set a monster, you pretty much knew that they like bricked or that their hand wasn't very strong, because Ritual Beast is not a deck that sets monsters. But now with this, I mean, if your opponent is playing 2 copies of this, let's say they open up with Card of Demise, and maybe they, you know, set 3 or 4 in their back row, maybe even 5 with Card of Demise, probably like, yeah, 5, because I know Ritual Beasts don't run a very high monster count. But let's say they set a monster, or maybe they pot a duality, they get a couple of defensive traps, and then they set a monster. You can't just summon a monster and attack over it, because if it happens to be Winda, next thing you know, they've got a fucking ultimate Apelio on you. They've got a Gaia Apelio. You know, you're looking at an ultimate Kanahawk or something like that. Like, you might legitimately fuck over your entire game because you gave them a huge monster early in the game. Now, it is worth stating that a lot of the main deck Ritual Beast monsters, like Laura and, you know, Zephyr Pelika and things like Tamer, they all kind of get their effects when normal summon, so I don't know if you're going to want to go for those unless you have, like, you know, Kanahawk plays and whatnot. And honestly, speaking of that, this card, the fact that it can summon anything from pretty much anywhere that's not your hand or grave, like, this might be a reason that Kanahawk stays at 1. And I honestly think that, like, this pretty much kills any opportunity or any chance that Ritual Beasts are going to get a Rhoda, because now they just don't need, like, the fact that I cannot get over the fact that it can summon anything from the extra deck, ignoring summoning. Like, what card do you know does that? Summons the entire archetype from the extra deck or the main deck. I can't think of any. Like, Lonefire Blossom doesn't do that. Like, I can't think of anything that does that. Like, it just summons from the freaking extra deck. And Ritual Beast's extra deck monsters are strong, and there's no limitation on what you can do. Her effect is not once per turn, by the way. If I somehow have 3 Windas on the field and you stupidly run over all 3 of them, I can summon all 3. Like, I can use their effect 3 times. So the fact that she's not once per turn is kind of strange. The only restriction on her is that you can only special summon her once per turn. So yes, she can search herself. She can be activated multiple times in a turn. These are things that are just not very common in Yu-Gi-Oh! So I don't know. It seems like what I think is going to happen here, I think Konami is like power creeping these Ritual Beast cards, or adjusting them to power creep because they want Ritual Beast to be meta again. I could be wrong about that. Like, literally, this could be the only Ritual Beast support. But if there are like 3 or 4 Ritual Beast cards, including like ultimate, you know, ultimate like Kanahawk, I think Konami's trying to make like Ritual Beast meta again. I think they're really trying to make them like maybe like tier 1 or something like that, because you don't generally build an effect this powerful that summons everything into a monster and not even make it once per turn. Like, it's not even once per turn. That's fucking crazy. So anyways, let me know what you guys think. I think she's fantastic. I think that she allows the deck to play defensively. I think that you can now set monsters and Ritual Beasts, and your opponent can't like just attack into them like an idiot. They have to actually think, okay, what could this be? What are the chances that this is Winda? I think the deck can run Card of Demise way more effectively now because you can set monsters, because you don't necessarily have to go YOLO every turn. And I don't know. I think she's amazing. Her ceiling is like freaking so high, it's up there with the clouds. So thank you guys for watching. As always, if you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and do that already. Thank you guys for watching.